I tried out a new background, so I hope y'all like it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun video in store for you all. I recently wanted to start a new writing project, totally different from what I've been working on. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button down below. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'm a college young adult writer who primarily works in fantasy. But for today's video, I'm actually branching out of my comfort zone and starting a new project, which isn't even fantasy at all. If you haven't watched my AuthorTube newbie tag, here's the link above. Check it out after this video. I'm usually working in third-person past tense in the young adult fantasy genre, but today I'll be working on a project that is first person, present tense, and in the romance genre. In all the fantasy stories that I've written so far, most of them have a romance subplot. But today is new because it's primarily just going to be a romance novel. Another thing that's different is that I'm usually writing and story building within a series. But for today, I'm actually thinking this project is going to be a standalone novel. I hope you're excited as I am as I branch into something new. Without further ado, I'm Christine, and this is Editorial Edge. So something else I'm trying out today is actually plotting out this project. I'm usually someone that just sits down and starts writing and see where it takes me. But for today's video, it's all about experimenting. So not only am I branching out of my genre and out of the tense that I'm writing in, I'm also branching out in my routine. Instead of just sitting down and writing, I'm actually gonna walk you through my process whenever I try to attempt to plot. So whenever I'm actually plotting, or at least trying to plot a story, although I'm more of a pantser, I do plot. It's just not the first thing that I do when I'm starting a new project. So something that I use when I am plotting and when I've gotten to the stage where I have a general idea down and I'm trying to work out the specifics, I actually use Dan Harmon. If you don't know who that is, he's the creator of Rick and Morty. I use Dan Harmon's circle story template where he walks us through how the story not only advances or progresses, but also to keep your audience interested in the story by following kind of this formula. So in most of my videos, my big head is covering this, but I have Dan Harmon's template posted on my corkboard right here, just as a reminder where I'm ever feeling stuck or I need a refresher on how my chapters or my scenes are supposed to go. This is what I would always refer to. For Dan, he starts off with a circle, and that's kind of conclusive of what a story is. The first part, he actually starts at you. So the you portion is establishing your protagonist. That's kind of the introduction or where your scene or story kind of begins. And after that, there's a need. So obviously the story and the reason why your readers care about it is because there's something that's changed within the protagonist and they need something because something doesn't seem right or it's not fitting into what they're normally going through. Once that's established, she goes into the go period of the story, and this is where your protagonist or your character is crossing the threshold, meaning that they're doing something in response to that thing that isn't right. Once you go into the go period, that's where you're on the road to trials, as Dan would say. So this is the searching period, a period where your character is going through trials and tribulations, finding themselves also, and figuring out what their response is or what their tactic is to fix that something that isn't right. Once they've kind of gone through that journey of searching and going through their trials, that's where the find comes in, where your protagonist and your characters go face to face with what they need. That's something that isn't right is now being confronted. After that, it's time for the consequences, the take. This is where your protagonist and your characters are paying the price for what had happened, what had transpired during their search and their find. And once they've paid the price, they have to come to terms with their consequences. And now they're realizing that they now have to live with what has transpired, and this is where your character kind of comes to terms with their development throughout the story. Lastly is the change. So this is where protagonists or your characters kind of master both worlds, and the both worlds are what is displayed in the middle, order and chaos. I like to think of the order period kind of the status quo, and the chaos period something that's imminently changing your characters. And you may be thinking, oh, but when you return and when you change, that's also sometimes chaotic. Yes, but Dan's argument to this is that they've now established a new status quo for themselves because of this change. So here's another example of what Dan calls the hero's journey in his circle format. As you can see, there's the ordinary world where your characters are not so much developing but coming to terms with what their life is. And then there's the special world where Dan says is the roads in which your characters are developing and experiencing something new that makes their ordinary life different. Let me know in the comments down below if you think you'll incorporate this story outline into your next writing project. I'm really interested to know. Although Dan is a sitcom or television writer, I personally like drawing from a multitude of things in order to inspire and help me with my creative process. I really found this helpful in my own writing process, even though I'm writing in a fictional novel setting and not so much a television setting. But as y'all can tell by my channel now, we're all about experimenting and going out of our comfort zone. Let me know also if you're willing to try this out. I'm gonna keep this up here for y'all. I like working on blank pieces of paper because if I don't like it, I can just recycle it. But if I do like it, I can cut it out and put it into my notebook that I'm working on. Also, please don't mind my nail polish. It irritates me too when there's like cracked or chipped nail polish. I ran out of nail polish remover, so I'm just stuck with this and it's pissing me off. So I hope it doesn't piss you all off. Anyways, let me get back to this. Okay, this does not match that. Way uglier, but you get the idea. So I just wanted to share, the reason why I don't really like plotting is because whenever I get stuck on something, I get stuck. Like I just can't move past it. And I prefer just writing it out first because at least with writing, I can move past where I'm stuck at and I can think forward. But for some reason, when I'm plotting, I just can't move forward. Gotta take a little break in the brain. But by break, I mean I'm gonna watch YouTube videos that give me an idea or inspire me. So after even researching, my mind just works in fantasy. Like I love it and I'm embedded in it so much that anytime that I come across a prompt or a story or an idea, I'm like, ooh, let's add magical powers in it. Oh, let's add some type of supernatural thing that doesn't really exist. That's just kind of where my mind works. I think also this is a good exercise for me, and as I try to engage in this new project, is that I get to train my mind to do something else and think about something else. I've always known that I love fantasy, but just recognizing that my mind just kind of works in that genre is really interesting. So I've been plotting, or trying to, and I started with the outline and then I got stuck and then I watched videos, and this is now the result of what has happened. Okay, I've been trying to work out this idea and clearly I've not been working from the circle outline, but I kind of hit the same main points, just not in the circle format. There are a lot of things that I still don't know what character I want narrating the story and what the consequences are. I'm still stuck on a lot of the nitty-gritty things. So I know I told y'all that I was gonna branch out and try a new genre in a new writing tense, but I think that I'm just gonna go back to what I'm great at and write this story in an epic fantasy. So I've written about 682 words so far for this first scene, and I actually hate it. Something that you all may find surprising about me and my writing process is that I delete a lot of the work that I've written. I'd rather prefer to start brand new, and that's an issue of mine, I realize, but I just can't commit. So I'm gonna go back to writing and rethinking how I actually want to approach this story. Okay, I'm really excited because I actually love this new scene and I think it flows so much better. I stopped because I realized that I was about to get too excited and I was gonna keep on writing and forget that I was filming. Glad I caught myself because this was just gonna go on for another hour or so and I would have forgotten all about my camera rolling. But yes, I'm so glad that I tried writing in first person. I really haven't written in first person in a while. The last time I wrote in first person was when I was like writing One Direction fan fiction, so this is completely new for me, but I'm really excited and I really enjoy writing in first person. I think I get the opportunity to be in the protagonist's head a lot more than when I'm writing in third person. It's been about 20 minutes and I've written 265 words so far. But yeah, I'm really excited for this project and I'm really glad that I ventured out and tried to plot and tried to write a different genre. So I'm gonna write a little bit more and then I'll check back in with y'all when I at least am close or actually finish this scene. So I just finished scene 1 and I actually really love how it's turning out. Please excuse the leaf blower that is now featured in my video. Something that I wanted to also say is I've decided to title this project The Ocean Project. I really love doing these writing vlogs and I hope you all too. Please give me a thumbs up if you do like them. I'm probably gonna incorporate a writing vlog at least once within the week that I film. I haven't decided if I'm gonna dedicate one day to that, but let me know in the comments if y'all have any suggestions. My two main projects that I'll probably film for these writing vlogs is either now the Ocean Project or the Occult Project, which has been my year-long project in writing this epic fantasy series. But that's gonna be all for today's video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or a thumbs down if you didn't like it, and comment down below if Dan Harmon's story circle outline will be incorporated in your next project. I'm really interested to know. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So until next time, y'all, bye.